What is going on, guys? This is Jay Kraft with the Facebook group Bolo, Rama Pickers Lounge, coming at you again with another one of my small, impromptu, off-the-cuff, make it look easy, but it's actually not, training videos. Hello. What are we doing today, though, you might ask? Well, today we're going to be going through and we're going to be packing up some of the items that I sold over the weekend. It was a decent weekend, had about 8 sales, and for somebody that doesn't push that many items out, I can't complain. But I thought that this would be a fantastic opportunity to show you some of the basics of what I do when it comes to pack and ship. Now, the thing is, when it comes to pack and ship, there's no true gold standard. Each company, each courier, they're going to have their preferred methods and ways that they would like to see you get things done. But for me, as an eBay seller, I want to pack things in a way that make my eBay customers happy. That means we're going to be overpacking a couple of items so they look the part. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a video on the topic of packaging theater that you can go back and check out. That's going to cover a lot of that information for you. Link down in the description. Today, the 8 items that we are going to be packing up are going to range from very small, the size of an iPod shuffle, up to the size of a kid's sleeping bag. Those are the ranges that we're going to be working with, so we're not going to be dealing with any large, oversized items, but it's going to be a pretty simple process. Now, behind me, you can see as well, I have this workstation, and you're going to have to forgive the shadows. We're using exterior lighting. Normally, the lighting's different. You can see the bulbs behind me. We have those on, but out of decency for you, I've turned those off today. Now, that being said, everything here is set up in my station so that way I can have a nice, easy workflow. And I suggest if you haven't done that yet, go ahead and start with that process. The easier you can make your workflow when you come in to do pack and ship each and every day, the quicker you'll get done with the process and the more time you'll have to do things like sourcing and shopping and listing. The other things that generate you more money than sitting here and actually packing up items. Now today, here in beautiful Bakersfield, California, it is 102 degrees outside of my garage. So you might notice it's getting a little bit hot in here right now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and move over to the table and get started on the pack and ship process, and maybe you can pull away a few pointers. Now, if you're one of those people, though, that believes you know everything that you're ever going to need to know about the pack and ship process, go ahead and move on to the next video, or come by on Sunday during our live reseller roundup. Maybe you'll pick up some new information there. Let's get going. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's go and take a look at our first item. We got a Tigger North Face sleeping bag. I was fortunate enough to get this bad boy for about $2, and it sold for 50 bucks on eBay. Easy peasy to pack this bad boy up. There's a few things that we're going to do. We're going to try this size poly bag first, and I said this size. I have 3 different sizes that I work with, but it looks like this one's going to be the fit. There's not going to need to be any additional packaging that's going to have to go with this item. If you want, you can go ahead and you can double bag this item, but there's really not going to be much need for it, to be completely honest. On top of that, every item that goes out also gets one of these lovely thank you cards that I made, and I'd suggest you get some. Now, if you want some as well, we offer them through our Patreon program. You get these for free when you sign up. You might want to check it out. It's down in the description as well. But that's all this is going to need. And because I already know what it is, and there's no other items that are going to look similar to it, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. Now, this poly bag here, I want to say it's roughly about 16 by about 10 or 12. If you need the exact dimensions, I can get them for you. But I want you to keep note, all the things that I need are going to be right here around me. I'm not going to have to go out of my way to do much else to be able to get my items out. The only thing I'm worrying about right now is the cords and cables that I have for today's operation. Next item up, we have these, what is this? Skin Noir Advanced Anti-Aging Cream. I got 2 of these bad boys that are going to be going out. Same person bought both. I paid roughly $3 for the pair on these. For this item, the person paid $42. We really want to make sure that it's going to look the part. Now, this item isn't going to get damaged in transit. This tissue paper is not going to do much to save the item, and to be frank, there's not much reason to even put it inside of a box. But because this might be a gift for somebody, and this exterior box will need to look nice for the customer, we're going to go ahead and box this up anyways. We're using a 6x4x4 box. It's a fantastic little box, and then we're just going to take the tissue paper, jam it right in there on top, and then we're going to go ahead and place our 2 items side by side and then give it that extra little wrap. We're going to take our card, we're going to jam it halfway down the side and then across the top and then fold it up. Now, the thing is with pack and ship, I don't understand why, but there's some people that spend an insane amount of time doing their pack and ship when it's realistically not that difficult to get it done. Now, every single facet of what I'm talking about today is something that could, honest to God, be its own video. And the next item that we have up is an iPod Shuffle. This bad boy sold for a whopping $60. And now if you take a look at this, you see how this is bouncing around here on the inside? We really do not want that. We don't want that bouncing around because it's going to be a bad customer experience. So we're going to go and pull this out. We're going to get this a little bit of wrap. We might even put a little bit of cardboard around it if we... Yeah, we got some cardboard on hand. So I always save my leftover cardboard scraps because they're great for things like this. So I'm just going to lay this bad boy down, and then we're going to take an X-Acto blade and we're going to just cut some scores along here to be able to get it to crease up, and then we're going to be able to fold it across the item to give it that extra level of protection. Now our scores are on the back side, so we just give it a wrap, another wrap, another wrap. There we go. Now, this thing is reinforced inside of cardboard. There's no way this bad boy is going to get damaged on the way there. And then we're going to take that entire assembly and we're going to shove it inside of a bubble mailer. But last thing before we do that is we're going to make sure that the ends are sealed up too. We don't want to worry about this thing coming out. There's a lot of ways of going about it. If I can, I avoid using tape. I don't want to get tape on my item when we're dealing with small things like this. So a little bit of shrink wrap, wham bam. Now if you don't have that, it's not a big deal. And then we're going to get that inside of there. There's lots of alternatives to it. For this other half, what we're going to do is we're just going to take an extra layer of shrink wrap. The whole thing is inside of bubble wrap, so we're not going to be too overly worried about it. And then from there, we're just going to add inside our thank you card again, and then move on to the next item. Guys, it is getting exceptionally hot in here. Now, the next one up is we've got this Disney, what was this? The Hidden Mickey. It's a Duffy bear. Now, this sold remarkably cheap because somebody has a whole bunch of these online for roughly $15 a piece, brand new. Other Duffy bears can do much better. Fortunately, I only paid $1, which means I'm still going to turn a good profit on it. Now, with stuffed animals, especially ones of the collector's genre, I like to go ahead and give it that extra special treatment and give it that single sheet of tissue paper. It just gives it the right look. And then I'll tuck the legs in, wrap over the top, wrap over the side. And then off to the side here, I have a whole bunch of these white blank labels. I received those for free. I can't remember where I got them. But I just use them as quick tape. You can use regular tape. You can use white labels if you want. But I have no machine that can use these. And I was given something in the area of about 40 rolls. So that's what I use them for. That looks great. And then we're going to take this entire thing. We're just going to place it right inside of a poly bag. If you aren't using poly bags, you're throwing away a lot of money. I don't know why, but there's a lot of people out there not using poly bags for some reason. And this whole thing just sets up just like that, and you wrap it on down and send it on out. I'm going to show you something too, guys. Okay? There's a correct way to close a poly bag. You close it down over the top first, okay? And then once you have it where you want it, then, and only then, you remove your strip. That way you don't run the risk. You see I have it down on top. You don't run the risk of getting it on your item. Just like that. It's not going anywhere now. We have a few more items left. We have a DirecTV wireless video bridge. I paid $1 for this. This item sold for roughly 20 bucks. Now with something like this, we are very, very close to that 1 pound mark. So this is going to be a great thing to talk about right now. So I have a scale down here, and I think we should all have scales in our working area. If you need to, buy a second one. They're only $20. This item comes in at 1 pound, 2.7 ounces, which is unfortunate. It just went over that mark a little bit. So with a situation like this, it's going to be a little bit fringy. There's a chance it could be going cubic. There's a chance that it could be going priority mail. In this instance, you're probably going to want to check your phone, see how far away the item is going from you, and then calculate whether or not the cheapest option is going to be doing cubic or if the cheapest option is going to be doing priority. In this instance, I really don't feel like checking, so with something of this size, we're probably looking at a padded mailer type situation. Priority flat rate padded mailer, it's going to cost roughly $7 to ship this bad boy out. We're going to check for any components that can be removed to make it thinner. Nope, that's staying on there. And we do have some dust on the item. I would say keep a rag on hand so you can dust down your items before they go out the door as well. We're going to disconnect any components from the item that can be disconnected. I thought that was stuck for a moment. The reason is we don't want those connections getting torn apart in delivery. This is some extra thing, I'm not even sure what it is. But we're going to go ahead and drop this bad boy in there, and then we're going to do the same thing with our power supply. We're going to get our thank you card again. Now with this situation, this is most likely not enough packaging. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fold down this mailer. I am not going to use the adhesive on this, okay? This internal mailer is a free gift to the customer. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab a second mailer, and we're going to place this one inside of the first mailer. Now, I want to be mindful with you guys, okay? Do not do this with packages that are not going to be going priority mail. Do not fold up your mailers and stick them inside of something else if you're not going to be shipping that method. Bubble wrap is very cheap, guys. If you need bubble wrap, I can get you in the right direction. This has 2 layers now. If you don't feel like doing it this way, you can use your branded ones. We have eBay branded jackets here that we could use. And then we also have traditional bubble wrap that we can use as well. So this one's ready to go out the door. And we have 2 items left, or excuse me, 3 items left. Let's go and start with this one. Pokemon 2B A Master on cassette. Sold for $19. I believe I paid $3 or $4 for this. Now this one we're going to use, I think we have some scrap bubble wrap. Yeah. Let's recycle some bubble wrap. This is 3 sheets worth of recycled here. I can't remember where we salvaged them. We're just going to wrap this end over end. We probably get away with 2 sheets worth actually. How many people are upset that you just heard those bubbles pop on microphone right now? Did it make you sad knowing that I don't have that delicate touch to ensure that the bubbles don't pop? And we're going to take that, we're going to place it inside of a size 0 bubble mailer. This is not going to break in transit. Thank you card going in again. Now you can see too, everything that I've needed has been very close by. I haven't had to run back and forth to get different supplies. This item is a Tefal oil collector container. If you are on our Facebook group, we'll go ahead and we'll put a link. Is it there? Right there? Yeah. Put a link right there for you. And go check out our group. We talked about this item. It sold for $34 on eBay. I paid, I don't know, $1 or $2 for it. Believe it or not, this item's actually sold twice. The first person who got it opened up an INAD, even though they just ordered the wrong item. So this has been on my shelf for 6 months, and that's why it's getting a quick wipe down. Now this again is a heavier item, but I believe I got this out first class last time. We're looking at 15 ounces. This is going to be very, very close. So what we're going to do is we're going to do single wrap, bubble wrap. We do not have much extra as far as margins for weight are concerned. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with the stuffed animal, where we're going to go ahead and grab our clear labels, our white labels. We're going to tuck it down the whole way around. This is a pretty sturdy item, but you know, I would be upset if this got shipped to me in just a poly bag. And when we talk in our packaging theater video, we talk about how we want our items to look when they arrive to the customer. So, wrapped up in bubble. And then we're going to do the same thing again, get another poly bag. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Jay, it's madness. How are you going to ship that in a poly bag? I've done it before, no issues. If I put it inside a cardboard, we're going to be going into first class. Our current weigh-in now, with everything in, we were at 15 ounces. We are at 15.8 ounces. I think I have enough room for our thank you card as well. Let's go and double check our weight one more time. 15.85. Jackpot. Oh, dang, did you hear that? So sad. Losing some bubbles, guys. And last up, we have a Texas Instruments calculator. I want to say I spent $2 or $3 on this. I did not spend much on this item at all. Yeah, great little pickup. Easy money to be made. $2, $3 in. I got $30 out on the back end. It would have been more. It could have been as much as $35 or $40 if it didn't have a little tiny bit of screen damage. Could have been as much as $45 or $50 if I had sold it in the correct season. I'm not waiting for the right season to get this shifted though. So out the door this is going to go. We're going to do, what are we going to do on this one? I think we're going to go ahead and do bubble again. Just kind of keep it simple though. This could just go inside of a size 0. but we don't want to really do that to our customer. We're just going to do, I think we're going to go for our recycled one more time, give it that single wrap, bring our corners in, just like that. Grab a size 0, grab a thank you card, wham, bam, thank you, man. Now, like I said, guys, it is about 100 degrees in here. I am sweating, I am dying right now. It is hot. I got all of these lights here pointed at me and pointed at the shelf and everything, just so I could show you this little bit of a video. That's too hot. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something new, if you feel like you took some information away, or if it could help somebody else, share the video, like the video, tell other people about it, do the right thing, and do me one more favor, guys, okay, if you don't mind. Come by on Sunday. We do a live show every Sunday. It's a ton of fun. We talk about different reseller news. We talk about pickups. You get to see all these items first before they go out the door. We even have a whole bin full of items here that we haven't even talked about on air. Come on by the show. It'll be a great time. I'll see you on Sunday.